It's fair to say that rivalry and conflict are two of the INFJ's worst fears when it comes to connecting with others. Yet, when it comes to the high standards and self-perceived inadequacies that INFJs face on a daily basis, competition with themselves and others can actually end up playing a big role in their motivation. So, are INFJs actually more competitive than they seem? Welcome, or welcome back, psychos! Before we get into it, we'd love it if you liked and subscribed to our channel, as well as to click the post notification bell so you never miss a video. Alright, let's get right into the video, starting with number 1. When they're responsible for their team's success. For the most part, INFJs are excellent team players and intricate team leaders. Rooted in their detail-oriented character, and despite their individualistic preferences, when this personality type is a part of a team, they will give their all. Since they're known for their situation-dependent people-pleasing ways, if their team's success is dependent on how much they apply themselves, INFJs wouldn't be able to allow themselves to slack off. This includes their usual habit to shy away from competitive environments. Yet, because their people-pleasing ways, the INFJ's extroverted feeling function can cause them to absorb the competitive energy and motivation from their teammates, causing them to easily step outside their comfort zone. In fact, when INFJs are either encouraged or expected to encourage their team members, they can end up being some of the masterminds behind their team's plan of action. Number 2. Inward competition is the most common. In terms of INFJs and their competitive nature, it's fair to say that they never want to outdo others out of spite. However, on the same note, when this passionate personality type sees someone excel in something that catches their interest, they may end up using that inspiration to their advantage. When they see someone do something that they want to do, they can end up using the slight jealousy they hold in order to propel themselves and motivate themselves to achieve perfection in that field. While they're not competing with their inspired influence directly, they will certainly use their internalized beliefs of wanting to be the best in order to practice and exercise their skills to the best of their abilities. And, on the outside looking in, this can certainly look like competitiveness at times. Number 3. When they're targeted or challenged directly. The INFJs are most comfortable when minding their own business, being the mastermind behind the curtains. However, they're quick to learn that in the real world, that's not always possible. When it comes to corporate careers, unique talents, and their preferred nonconformist ways, INFJs can find themselves in the middle of other people's egotistic goals. And since their inward competition and perfectionistic nature causes them to excel in the accomplishments they apply themselves to succeed, they can easily become the target of merciless competition, whether they like it or not. And although they may seem timid and passive in nature due to their preference of avoiding conflict with others, the INFJ will always stand up for themselves, including the talents and positions they've worked so hard to accomplish. This is where competition can take a turn in the direction of perceived bitterness, when in reality, it's just in an attempt to hold their position. Number 4. It really depends on the desire. Now, it's important we take note that it's not in the INFJ's nature to utilize their jealousy in order to excel in a particular desire. However, when it's something that truly resonates with their morals and preferred skill set, sometimes they can push themselves to do things they wouldn't normally do. When they're overcome with an unexplainable need to accomplish something, it's usually due to their introverted intuition knowing it's the right direction for them to take. This is where that inward competition is heightened beyond its normal capacity. The interesting aspect of this concept is that it would be extremely rare for them to compete to be in someone's place in regards to money, position, or power. Instead, INFJs may utilize someone's musical talent, their independence, their financial freedom, or even their relationships to motivate themselves to find something similar. Yet, when they're met with this overwhelming desire, it's almost always matched with their internal need for perfectionism. Which brings us to number 5. perfectionism-rooted competition. When INFJs think of competition, the first relatable sense of rivalry is the one they have with themselves. In fact, for some people with this personality type, it's difficult to think of a time where they were ever completely content with their performance. Perfectionism is a double-edged sword for the self-critical INFJ because while it allows them to continuously excel past their previous achievements, it also makes it difficult for them to feel the contentment most people feel when it comes to their most proud achievements. As soon as the INFJ attains a certain level of comfort within their most prized accomplishments, their competitive perfectionism comes in to try and outdo their past selves. For some INFJs, this can end up being a never-ending battle between themselves, making contentment non-existent, yet also making it unrewarding to fully apply themselves. Number 6. They secretly hate losing. Speaking of perfectionism, the real question INFJs need to ask themselves is where this need for excellence really comes from. Is it a fear of failing? Is it a fear of their self-doubts becoming a reality? Does this need for perfection come from feeling so inadequate or different as a child? Well, whatever the source, it's fair to say that most INFJs have a secret they hold deep down. And that secret is that they truly hate losing. So, while they may not necessarily be the first-place winner in the race, they most certainly don't want to be the last. And this is where some of their competitive nature comes into play. Even if it's something they're not passionate about, or even if the competition is all in the name of fun and games, INFJs can end up being quite the sore loser, even if they're able to stay composed on the outside. In fact, if the INFJ loses in regards to something they didn't previously care about excelling in, their inner critic may push them to ruminate about it for days. Or, even worse, this rumination may push them to practice or learn more about a topic on their own time, behind closed doors, despite not enjoying the practice in the slightest. Number 7. Morals play a big part. When the INFJ can sense that someone is wanting to move their way to the top with ill intentions and alternative motives, this moral personality type may do whatever it takes to keep them from succeeding. While they're not likely to try and prove to others of their beliefs, when it comes to leading someone off of their high horse, INFJs will happily show others who that toxic person really is. This is especially true when someone uses manipulation to get what they want within a relationship or in an attempt to climb their way to a position of power. INFJs can see right through these types of people, and it pains them to see them succeed with the tactics they're so used to using. This is why some people may consider the INFJ's actions as a shallow attempt to win people's trust in hopes to take this person's spot, yet that's usually far from the truth. This is why INFJs will usually keep their tactic of convincing others as their last attempts. And lastly, number 8. Highly competitive environments can kill their motivation. In the end, it's difficult to waver from the fact that competitiveness is really not the INFJ's forte. In most cases, they would choose cooperation over competition, and because of that, too much competition can really destroy an INFJ's motivation. Things like competitive work environments, competitive school environments, and even competitive friendships can not only stifle an INFJ's natural creativity and desire to continue pursuing, but it can also make it difficult to be themselves. When they feel obligated to over-apply themselves more than they already naturally do, they can be met with stress that makes it difficult for them to move forward. In these instances, instead of things naturally flowing, they can end up seriously distracted by the pressure and anxiety of the demands placed on them. So, while they can manage a little competition in certain areas of life, for the most part, it's just not worth it for this personality type. Well, psychos, that's it for today. So, would you say you're a competitive INFJ in these 8 ways? Let us know in the comments below. Also, make sure to leave us a like, share with your friends, and also subscribe to our channel so that you never miss a video.